The great book says that there is nothing new under the sun. However, we give you the news because you have to know what happened today. Thank you for joining us for the UBC News. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark and Dorothy Namuyomba is on sign language. Without further ado, let's take a look at the headlines and then get straight to the bulletin. In our top stories tonight, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni positions Qatar investor on modernizing and expanding the critical development sectors. Furthermore, Premier Nabanja constructs a 220 million shillings bridge in Kakumiro. A re-election in Chireka D village in Kira Municipality NRM primary scores in transparency. And the UBC football team loses to PPDA 2-0 in a corporate collaboration match. Once again, thank you for joining us. It's now time for the news in detail. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has met with a prominent investor from Qatar, Mr. Khalid bin Mohammed Al Attiyah, at State House Lodge in Nakasero. Mr. Khalid is a former Deputy Prime Minister of Qatar, and the meeting centered on deepening bilateral investment cooperation, focusing on petroleum supply, infrastructure, mining and agriculture. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni emphasized Uganda's readiness to strengthen ties with Qatar investors to modernize and expand the critical sectors for national development. He presented proposals aimed at value addition in Uganda's agricultural sector, in coffee and fruit processing. He also proposed collaboration in the mining sector. The processing of lithium, also a strategic mineral necessary for cleaning energy technology, was prioritized. Mr. Museveni extended an invitation for partnership in the manufacture of electric vehicle batteries, positioning Uganda as a key player in the global green energy transition. Mr. Khalid expressed interest in the proposed areas and affirmed Qatar's commitment to exploring mutually beneficial ventures with Uganda. These were some of the highlights. And in more news, the Prime Minister Robert Nabanja has embarked on the construction of a Nyabirungi Bananywa Bridge in River Mpongo in Kisita Town Council, Kakumiro District. The initiative will ease business between three districts of Kakumiro, Chankwanzi and Hoima following the construction of Nyabirungi Bananywa Bridge in River Mpongo in Kisita Town Council, Kakumiro District. Let's take a look.
The bridge being constructed connects to the sub-counties of Bananywa and Tunda Town Council in Chankwanzi District, Buhanika Sub-County in Hoima District and Kisita Town Council. The Prime Minister, Robert Nabanja, told residents in the area that works commenced in this March and it is expected to end in the next 2 weeks.
Because of those many efforts that we are where we are. I have belief that by 2 weeks from now, we shall have connected this bridge together.
The construction is Prime Minister Nabanja's undertaking.
I believe this bridge will connect the sub-counties of Bananywa to the town council of Kisita, and I believe the business between those two communities will boom.
She has spent over 220 million shillings on the project.
Through my savings, I've been able to spend already 220 million.
Nabanja discloses that this is a self-help project which has also involved locals who are providing food to the workers as well as doing some work.
Done so much. So as leaders, we can also now start mobilizing and contributing and putting resources so that we can do similar work in other parts of the country. Now I want to thank the President of the Republic of Uganda for having made me Prime Minister It is because of this that I have been able to do. Before I was a member of parliament, I couldn't manage.
The work is supervised by the engineer from Ministry of Works and Transport.
That's why I'm telling you, here we have an engineer from the Ministry of Works, Engineer Dong. He helped me to construct another bridge that connects Muvende to Kakumiro. Some of you saw this bridge. And this one is the second bridge this year.
Meanwhile, Bugangaizi East County Member of Parliament, Aisha Agaba Black, says construction of the bridge will ease business transaction between Chankwanzi and Kakumiro district.
Quite a big thing here, quite a big development for our country that has connected two districts in terms of economics and in terms of transportation.
Benon Mokwaya, George Niyonzima, UBC News.
The Prime Minister again, Robin Nabanja, has urged women to strengthen support and collaboration with government in the various development initiatives. In a speech read for her by the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Dr. Jacob Oboth, Nabanja says that the Mothers Union in Bukedi Diocese celebration of the Mother Mary's Day is a true reflection on the government of Uganda empowerment programs and uplifting to the rural women. Meanwhile, the Bishop of Bukedi Diocese, the Right Reverend Samuel George Bogere Egesa, advised politicians to stop abusive and discriminatory language against each other. Let's take a look.
Vice President, woman. Speaker, woman. Prime Minister, woman. First Deputy Prime Minister, woman. Third Deputy Prime Minister, woman. Namuyango is a woman. Musenero, a woman. Obothi was produced by
the Prime Minister of Uganda, the Right Honorable Robin Nabanja, in a speech read for her by the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Jacob Oboth, says the NRM government has put a number of infrastructure to advocate for women empowerment.
Through the parish development model, which was a few years ago launched from this very ground, the Yoga Initiative, the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program, UWEP, we are ensuring that women at the grassroots access affordable credit and financial services. I encourage all women to form groups, register and take full advantage of these programs.
Bukedi Diocese has celebrated this year's Mother Mary's Day in Kibuku Archdeaconry with a call on women in Uganda to hinge onto government development programs to empower mothers to fight social injustices like poverty and discrimination.
I therefore call upon the Mothers Union to continue being active participants in government programs in your communities. Use that influence to fight poverty, domestic violence, school dropouts.
Nabanja contributed 10 million shillings for the construction of the multi-purpose conference hall for Mothers Union in Kibuku district, and in his own capacity, Oboth contributed 2 million shillings towards the same cause. Mother Mary's Day chief celebrant, the Bishop of Bukedi Diocese, the Right Reverend Samuel George Bogere Egesa, urged Christians to relate to the day's theme, imitating God's goodness by doing good, to forge love for one another, especially during this politicking season.
We want to appeal to the Christians because our theme has been imitating God's goodness by doing good. So as we commemorate this day, even as we go towards elections, people should continue doing good. Politicians should not hate one another, they should love one another, they should accept one another, they should not malice one another. They should just go into the people, tell them what they want to do, convince them, and they will vote them into office.
The Mother Mary's Day keynote speaker and leader of the Mothers Union in Buganda, Mama Josephine Kasato, says women should use the image of Mother Mary to reflect on the economic and social hindrances in society.
We need the women to be transformed spiritually and physically by the help of the men. I want to urge the men here in Bukedi Diocese to give these women land so that they can do a lot of farming, to empower them and encourage them, do that farm work, do the farming, do piggery, cut.
A cross-section of members of parliament from Bukedi Diocese attended and pleaded total commitment in supporting the multipurpose hall for Mothers Union.
As a member of parliament, I have built a maternity ward at one of the health center 3s in Kirika sub-county, purposely to manage the areas that did not have health center 3s.
The week-long events for Bukedi Diocese were characterized by different community programs, including cleaning up exercises to major towns, visiting and donating to mothers in hospitals, and counseling and guidance to youth and the women.
When you look like a clean person, you'll be preaching like a clean person. That is clean gospel. So what we are trying to encourage the people here is to preach the gospel of cleanliness.
In the re-election for Chireka D Village, Kira Municipality, voters braved heavy rain to cast their ballots in the NRM primary elections. Despite earlier allegations of unfairness, Haumba Moses was defeated once again, securing only 46 votes to Muyanja Umar's 156. The peaceful election underscored transparency, but also highlighted the resilience of voters committed to the democratic process. The re-election was prompted by concerns over the fairness of the initial election. Haumba Moses, one of the candidates, had lodged a formal complaint with the NRM Electoral Commission, alleging that the voter register had not been used, giving his opponent victory. After the Electoral Commission ordered a re-poll, the re-election was characterized by heightened security. These are some of the highlights you're witnessing on your screen. Mukono prominent land dealer Kabuye Rashid has been charged and remanded to Kauga Government Prison by Mukono Chief Magistrates Court. Kabuye Rashid, alias Commander, age 45 years, resident of Chabadaza, Batambala Lusozi, was charged with counts among others obtaining money by false pretense, fraud, and uttering a forged land title to Nakandi Josephine. Before Mukono Chief Magistrates Court, Magistrate Lamunu Peace charged Kabuye Rashid with 4 counts. He also pleaded not guilty. According to the prosecution, Kabuye Rashid fraudulently sold 5 acres of land on plot number 1570, block 113 in Seta Mukono, Nantabulira, to Nakandi Josephine. The vendor Kabuye Rashid, who promised to give Nakandi the land title, later decided to utter a forged land title, which prompted her to report to the police. Kabuye Rashid was later arrested. Nakandi, who claims to have bought the land, said is seeking compensation of 1.5 billion shillings. And then the Magistrate Peace Lamunu adjourned the case to May 15th, when the case will come for mention.
Super, wali yakapia musite wali yakapia. MTN kabo de super mustairo mpia. Then you kabo de smartphone nebi yakabibiona. MTN kabo de super mustairo mpia. Then you kabo de smartphone nebi yakabibiona.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest mpora in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Sam nazanya Ruto ganyiga star 278 then hash kuja kuba ngo yingire mukazanyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangu lazino wano milioni 10,46 ebindi wanasooka bilaba ku TV nange saasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kiyinza okuba nga kituufu oba yaddala si bya bufere sente zo nazifunye zo nazikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu nina mangi ebyoto byange byembadde njagala ngenda bituukiriza.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulator.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW Project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW Project's services.
The GROW Project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
Life in Uganda today comes with so many uncertainties.
Where will Madam get Kameza if I get an accident and can't work? If anything happens to me, what will Junior eat?
Kale Musa is still in the hospital. Guy is missing a lot of money here.
With a monthly payment of only 3,000 shillings off your Equity personal account for EquiLife insurance, you will be entitled to 50,000 shillings hospital cash per night spent in a registered facility, up to 20 nights every year. And your family will receive 3 million shillings in case of your death. Visit your nearest Equity agent to sign up today or call 0312 327 000 for assistance.
Special announcement from the Baseline Education Census 2025. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Sports, is conducting the Baseline Education Census 2025. This exercise will cover all learning institutions in the country for both government and private establishments, namely pre-primary, primary, secondary, vocational, and higher institutions of learning. The Baseline Education Census exercise data collection is being conducted in a phased manner, starting with Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area, comprising of districts of Kampala, Mukono, and Wakiso. The rollout to all other regions will commence at the beginning of second term. The Baseline Education Census collects information on learners, teachers, and school facilities to facilitate planning and policy decisions in the education sector. Uganda Bureau of Statistics appeals to the general public, heads of schools and institutions, as well as the local government authorities to cooperate with the BEC enumerators. In a special way, UBOS appeals to all parents of the learners to support the exercise by availing learners with their correct date of birth, national identification number, and learner's identification number. For more information, please call 0772 933 628 or 0743 787 189 from Dr. Chris Mukiza, Executive Director.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, Welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotellaconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Okero. Hey, Kajambo. Mukasa. Where are you going with the family? Eh?
Oh no.
Hey.
We are on our way to the polling station. The Electoral Commission is displaying the National Voters Register. And I need to make sure my name is on it.
Oh.
And Sophie here wants to confirm her voter details. We are all warming up for elections.
Okay. What about these young men? I can see you.
These ones are no longer boys. They are now men. Last election, they were too young to vote. But now, they are ready to vote.
Mukasa, you have really inspired me. Now let me also go home and pick my wife so that we can check the details in the register. Okay. See you on the police station.
The National Voters Register will be displayed at your polling station from 25th April to 15th May 2025. Please do not miss this chance to confirm your polling station and your voter details. Report the dead for removal from the register and those who appear more than once. Every vote matters. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Uganda.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News, broadcasting live from Naila Avenue. In a bid to combat climate change in Nansana municipality and across Uganda, the Mayor of Nansana municipality, Regina Nakazi Bakite, has called upon residents to plant trees and avoid irresponsible garbage disposal, which often contributes to the flooding in urban areas. Mayor Bakite was launching the second installment of Bloomberg's Youth Climate Action Fund. Let's take a look.
That we have launched the Youth Climate Fund second round worth $100. And we have reached 30 groups this time in the 4 divisions of the municipality. Basically, our major problem right now in Nansana as a growing city is the emissions from waste. We are getting a lot of methane as we saw what happened in Chitez. So we need to be proactive enough to ensure that we don't get accumulation of waste within the municipality, because we are going to get heat waves, and after getting the heat waves, we shall get the same problem as what happened when people died from Chitez. So we hope that we have so many groups that are going to deal into waste management. And this is going to be, we are going to ensure that communities, individuals own the sorting of garbage at the point of accumulation. And those groups are, first of all, they are going to sensitize before they give after the bins. Then after giving after the bins, they will be able to link this group. First of all, we have some smaller industries which are purchasing plastics. So we hope when we do value addition in waste, people will be in a position to ensure that they sort out, because even sorting will also help them to earn some income. Then the other issue that we're going to look at is on alternative energy sources. How can we reduce on the use of charcoal? We have groups that are going to deal into making the briquettes, and these briquettes can be made from charcoal byproducts. It can also be made out of waste, and will be when they make briquettes, people will be able to buy them, and also be an income generating activity to these young people who are going to use it.
As of that's diversified, and that's why we are actually doing environmental conservation and actually addressing climate change. This is the fact that very many groups are going to do energy saving stoves, waste management, briquettes making, documentary.
The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, has implored African countries to safeguard the African natural resources and foster regional trade to transform Africa. Now, this was during the closure of the 3rd African Regional Interparliamentary Conference on Emerging Global Challenges towards an African Charter on Family, Sovereignty and Values in Entebbe.
Members of Parliament from 29 African countries have concluded a 3-day engagement which aimed at reflecting on emerging global challenges affecting the African family.
This conference is sending a clear and unified message that Africa will no longer accept conditional partnerships that erode our identity, our values and autonomy.
The members of Parliament commented on lack of a common language used by the African countries as a medium of communication.
Equally, they cannot communicate with me properly because they cannot understand my borrowed English language. I cannot equally understand their borrowed French language. We must have a language of our own that will accelerate sovereignty.
The Charter shall be drawn up in 4 original texts in the Arabic, English, French and Portuguese languages. If we cannot take ourselves seriously enough to put ourselves at the front of the queue, we have no reason to complain as to why someone else is not taking us seriously.
The discussion focused on how best African countries can mark reforms in the education system.
We need to learn and to glean from the roots of what is it that our forefathers had. Because it's not true that, that education began when the people from the West came over here. We had an education system that we may need to go back to and ask ourselves, what did it have?
That we are selling out our children, we are selling out our mothers, we are selling out our families. The people of the African nation have no one that are really speaking for themselves. And what do? We go back and we continue with the same systems that are defeating us. And I am calling on not only the legislators, but equally civil society.
During the engagement, the Deputy Speaker, Thomas Tayebwa, called for a multi-stakeholder approach from the African countries towards safeguarding Africa's natural resources from exploitation by Western countries.
And I want to warn countries, any country that is expecting to benefit from minerals depending on the royalties, that country will never make money. You must invest and have a stake within the minerals. It's the business of giving 100% contract to a foreign company and then you expect them to pay you some royalties. Please, you are working for those countries. You're not working for your country.
According to Tayebwa, African countries should foster regional trade to boost trading among African countries with ease to free movement of people. He implored the MPs to prioritize agriculture among member states as another form of income-generating avenue, which is contributing heavily to countries' GDP.
So African governments, honorable colleagues, we must go back. We put more money in irrigation. We put more money in post-harvest handling. We put more money in value addition of our products, agricultural products.
Saro Pendi, the chairperson African Interparliamentary Conference, presents a zero draft of the African Charter that shows commitment to preserve African values, family and sovereignty.
This is a landmark document that shows the commitment to preserve Africa's heritage, to preserve our political autonomy, to preserve our economic autonomy, and the integrity of the African family.
They will improve a draft charter which will be acknowledged and adopted for circulation in the various parliaments discussed and have the resolution in the next meeting. Benon Mokwaya, Sula Kagugube in Entebbe.
your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Today we are at Lukman Primary School that's located in Kauku, Bwerenga, right by the lakeside. We have a happy customer who paid for her daughter's school fees. Nuru wanomuwanguzi era agenda kusoma guno mwaka gwonna. MTN Momo esasudde yo akolegwa akusoma.
Ngasasula bitundu nendeeta nensasulako nasigala nga babanja natuka okuwumula nga tannamalayo banankesa bibadde byangu naye mwebale nnyo mwebalira mpulira nga essanyu limpitidde naye mpulira ate kati nga kaba bukaabi mu mutima mwebale nnyo mwebalira ddala nga nze muwanguzi nakkonde nnooku.
Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
We used to run, but most of the time we were running away from something. But nowadays, everything seems different. People still run, but they are running towards something. They run to test their limits, to break new records. And when we do it right, we inspire others.
The inaugural Coffee Marathon, uplifting rural coffee women, 24th May at Africa Coffee Park, Ntungamo.
Come, let us run.
To register, dial *217 *413 hash. Choose option 4. Or scan the event QR code or visit the website to choose the race options. Brought to you by Inspire Africa Group.
Ennaku 3 ez'omuziki enseko n'okuzuula nga weetooloddwa obulungi bw'obutonde nga kw'otadde n'abayimbi abasingayo mu Afrika. Zina ate onyumirwa obulamu mu kujaguza obuwangwa bwa Afrika obujjuvu ng'obutonde bwe bukuzza obujja. Tukwaniriza mu Milege. Jaguzanga bw'onyumirwa obulamu omuziki, sinema, ebyokulya, engero n'emboozi. Milege World Music Festival 2025 okuva nga 6 paka nga 8 mu mwezi gw'omukaaga ku Botanical Gardens Entebbe. Okugula tiketi nyiga *165 2 hash londako Milege World Music Festival 2025 ogoberere endagiriro oba kuba ku 0752 833 oba tukyalire ku website yaffe www.milege.org. Biwagiddwa Entebbe Municipal Council, Uganda Wildlife Education Center, Uganda Wildlife Authority, Civil Aviation Authority, Uganda Tourism Board, Rock Telcom, Ovidian Uganda, 106.5 Energy Radio, Protea Hotel Entebbe, and UBC.
Agriculture is Uganda's economic backbone, employing about 70% of the working population and contributing 20% of the GDP. As the world becomes a digital global village, ICT has proven to increase productivity in the agricultural value chain. UKUSAF, through its Strategic Plan 3, recognizes the importance of access and usage of ICT-based tools, information and knowledge for farmers by providing them the needed skills to live, learn, work and participate in a digital society.
We came up with a project which we took to UKSAF, and we are happy that UKSAF supported it. That project is called ICT for Farmers. What did we get from ICT for Farmers? We managed to skill up to 100,000 farmers.
Welcome back. We're now in the world of business, where the Science Commissioner in the Ministry of Science and Technology and Innovations, Professor Julius Nyanzi, has implored the youth to utilize social media wisely to create employment. Professor Nyanzi, also proprietor of Prof Bio Research, told UBC that policy has provided for the youth. It's up to them to catch up. Let's take a look.
Prof Bio Research employs about 100 youth. My company is full of young people. That speaks volume. I myself have not made 35, but we have managed to push. The most important thing is to always do it yourself. Let other stakeholders come along, but it is all upon you. But most youth think that it's all about another person to push their agenda. It is you. It begins with you. No one will lift you up. First lift yourself, others will push you. But when you're down, you can't do anything. Yes, most people talk about capital, especially young people. But it's not a capital. It is the intellectual. What do you know? Because some young people have a following on social media. You may find that someone has 1 million followers on Facebook, 2 million followers on Instagram. But how are you translating those followers into money economy? How are you turning them into something valuable, something you can earn on? That means you should get into production. Do something, even if it's something like making a scrub. A scrub is easy to make. You get honey and sugar, you mix and brand it very well. Before you know it, you're selling it to the young women out there, or young girls who are looking at having a good skin. But once you're selling words, gospel, you can't move. So get something into the market, because the market is there and the market is expanding and becoming one. But we Ugandans and Africans, we are not selling. What we are selling is nyash. You may, actually I can call this economy the nyash economy of young people, because they are not putting out anything in the market. So let us get in production. That is the most important thing. And once you get in the production, begin with your circles, those Facebook followers, those WhatsApp colleagues, the church people. Sell something, even if you sell 10 units per day, and you can be able to make 20,000. By the end of the day, the business will keep on growing.
And that brings us to the end of our 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Allow us sign out with Buza Commissioner, the program that enables you, our viewers, get in touch with the Commissioner General on your tax-related issues. Enjoy.
In construction of Busega Mpigi Expressway, nsobola kumanya tini yange, it's also in Uganda, bwekola wano. Mukasa Ronald in Mpigi, currently working with China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation. So Mwami Mukasa, congratulations, olwokufuna omulimu ne company eno etuzimbira oluguudo lwaffe olwa Mpigi Busega Express Highway. Ate n'okufaayo nnyo kwagala kutegeera tiini yo ekola etya. Kati Mwami Mukasa bw'ogenda ku poto yaffe, poto ye website yaffe, n'oteekamu www.ura.go.ug. Bwo typingamu that URL ejja kuteeka ku poto yaffe eya Uganda Revenue Authority. Kati bw'ogenda ku poto ojja kulabawo section eya your account. Kati clickinga ku your account oteekemu erinnya lyo ne password. Bw'oba tonafuna bisabire waawo ogambe nti ndi mupya, tukuweereze erinnya lyo ne password. Kati bw'omala kuyingira awo oba oyingidde mu profile yoyo ku poto yaffe. Buli taxpayer yenna abeerawo n'aka section ke akabeeramu ensonga ze ez'omusolo. Teri asobola kutunulamu ekujjako ng'alina password yo ne username yo. So bw'oba oyingidde mu space eyo ojja kulaba option eya tax statement. Bw'oclickinga ku tax statement ng'omaze kuyingirira mu tiini yo ne password yo, ojja kulaba statement yo y'omusolo. So ejja kulaga nti tiini yo eno osasuddeko omusolo bwe guti. Tax head weight. Bw'oba osasula pay as you earn, kati nga bw'olina omulimu ojja kulaba ssente meka kampuni zeekujjako buli mwezi nga zijja ku musolo gwo. Bw'oba olina bizinesi endala nayo ojja kulaba statement yo eya bizinesi yo gy'okola, olabe ssente meka z'osasudde. So webale Mukasa okwagala kutegeera ebifa ku musolo gwo, kiki ky'osasudde, n'olwekyo bw'ogendawo ojja kulaba statement eyo naye password yo gikume bulungi kubanga eyo ekuweereza access okulaba ensonga zo ez'omusolo.
Buuza Kamisona.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The Uganda People's Defense Forces invites the general public to the first ever UPDF CDF Inter-Forces Drill Competition as we honor the spirit of unity, discipline and teamwork. This historic competition will feature individual and team drill routines, synchronization and formation changes, an inter-service championship and many more exciting activities and prizes to be won. Come, witness the pinnacle of drill artistry. Who will be the overall champion? The first edition of the UPDF CDF Inter-Forces Drill Competition will take place on the 13th of May at the Kololo Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala. The guest of honor will be the Chief of the Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, alongside other high-profile guests. Long live the Uganda People's Defense Forces. For more details, please call 0392 947455.
Oyo ye Diplox Sega wanga chaguze myaka namwe 3 May ku National Theatre. The lifetime